Welcome to the part of the program where we talk to somebody who has gone before, who has done this a little bit, and who is maybe not like in the limelight, not the main speaker of the event, but more of a person that is maybe just like you and me, you know? And this kind of setting is supposed to help us all learn from the smaller details and also maybe from some bigger things on how best to do this and how best to transition to something new. Now, we have some standardized questions. That sounds so, very professional, but basically we just started in 2020 at the festival, and we thought, it would be really cool to have like a one-on-one interview with some of those people, and maybe we'll just post them the same questions, and that way we can compare maybe a little bit. And this has continued, and it's come a little bit of a festival tradition. So last year we did that as well, and this year we now do it as well. And I'm really excited to have all those 4 interviews this festival and to share those stories with you. Now, I met Omaira just some weeks ago, actually, at the UK Fruit Fest, and I was quite impressed by the very small, not small, but like quiet kind of sovereignty. You know, she just walked around like she owned the place. And she was quite busy with helping out there and doing many things, and we spoke a little, and we had a really interesting talk about some details, and I'm really happy that we can meet up here again, because you've also got a very interesting story to tell.
Yeah.
And so maybe we can get into a little bit of what makes you.
Yeah, of course.
Especially regarding raw food.
Yeah.
So, let's dive right into it. When was the first time that you decided to do 80-10-10 low-fat raw vegan?
I started with a fruit-based diet for almost 3 years ago. In the beginning, I didn't know that I was doing 80-10-10. I just heard like fats are not so good and you need more sugar, and I started doing that. But by the book, I think after 1 year.
Omaira, you gotta speak up.
Yeah, after 1 year, I think I started doing it by the book. Yeah. So
Okay.
almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
In the same way? I don't regret the past. But maybe certain things I will do better, because I started doing a fruit-based diet, and after 4 months I did a juice cleanse for 4 months, just drinking juices, and then I needed to start to eat again. And I didn't know, like, I need to eat again, and just emotionally, I was like completely like devastated, because I didn't. The juice feasting was incredible, just drinking juice and having fun, but I didn't take care of my emotions, and then I needed to start to eat again, and then everything started to happen, like mono meals, cutting the salt, don't eating oils, and so on. So that is something that I don't regret, but I will not do again, and I don't recommend for anybody. Yeah.
When you think about your transition to this new thing, were there any highlights of your own body that you might want to share with us?
Of course.
Like a handful of maybe cool things that you really appreciated.
Yeah, of course. I had the skin issues. I had the acne all over the place, here on my back. I was really depressed. I had anxiety, and everything is gone. I'm still dealing with my own shadows, like everyone. I had chronic hives I was like having hives all the time from everything, and it's almost completely healed. Sometimes I can have still these hives. It depends on what I eat or where I am. And I also was dealing with IBS, and it's also healed. Chronic constipation, and that part I think is getting better and better. And another highlight is just my training. It's like completely different. It's just like before I needed like 1 hour, like I go to the gym and it was like, oh, I'm so tired, but now it's just waking up and I want to do workout. It's just like amazing, and I can bike like 3 hours non-stop and just keep going. It's just like incredible. So, and yeah, and the other thing that also another highlight is that since I started with this diet, the life started to bring to my life better and amazing people too, like amazing friends. Yeah. So
I can agree with pretty much most of that from my own experience as well.
Yeah.
And I can imagine the rest as well. But tell us maybe a little bit more about your workout. I mean, this is something that you're very particular about. This is something that, yeah.
Yeah, I love practicing animal movements, like tiger walking, monkey walking, also monkey walking, tiger gorilla walking, and under this last 2 months I've been practicing a training which name is GOATA, the greatest of all time athletes, and it's based on observation of babies, animals, and the best athletes of all times. And it's just something that I love doing because it has given to me like another form of moving my body, like going into spiral forms. It's more feminine. And it's just so fun because it takes you back like to childhood, like practicing walking like monkey, you know. Let's run like as a monkey or just go like a tiger. So yeah, I really enjoy that. Yeah, it's really fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can imagine. I must watch you once or participate more.
Yeah, and then the other thing that I also do every Friday with my dad, we play tennis, and it's really nice because both are really competitive. So, and he's always like, "You should be better. You eat only fruits," you know, because she knows the truth, but he doesn't apply it. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting. I mean, for me too, I'm much more enthusiastic to do exercise now than I was before.
Yeah.
But I'm nowhere near as enthusiastic about general sports than you are. So
Yeah.
it's an inspiration. I think I should do a little bit. I can.
Yeah.
I may do a little bit more.
Yeah, and training is just like, it gives you so much awareness of your body, just being with yourself and just moving and having fun and coming back to the breath also, because it's another thing that is important when you do exercise, is breathing and going back to the breath. So, yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's your favorite fruit?
Watermelon.
Watermelon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did it take a journey to find that out, or do you always like watermelon the best?
Actually, watermelon was the fruit my mom was eating the most when she was pregnant.
Ah!
So there is something there that I don't know, but I love watermelon, and I could eat it. I can eat it every day, like, I don't know. But also now I went to Slovenia and I tried truly ripe figs for the first time, and I was like, this is something else. So I'm dealing within watermelon or figs now.
Watermelon or figs?
Yeah.
Ah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good retreat, right? So
Yeah.
1 meal watermelon, 1 meal figs, 1 meal.
Yeah, actually sounds great. Yeah.
What is your favorite salad sauce?
Mango and celery.
Mango and celery.
Yeah. Use that.
Yeah, there's plenty of stuff in there. It's probably tangy enough depending on the mango. It's salty. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Do you eat it with any kind of salad, or are you specific about what kind of salad you eat it with?
I usually eat the same thing like every day.
Okay.
So it's just zucchini noodles and mango celery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That works
so,
well.
yeah.
I can attest.
I can
to
put
that.
some tomatoes sometime, you know, and some lettuce. So yeah.
Zucchini noodles with mango.
Yeah.
Mango celery. Oh, lovely. What is you said already a little bit in that direction. What is your favorite movement, or what is your favorite sports?
Yeah, Gota.
Gota.
Yeah.
I mean, I and probably many people don't really know so much about what this. I mean,
Yeah.
jumping around as monkeys. Okay, we can have a picture of
Yeah,
that. But
it's just a pattern of movement that human beings should be moving at the same at the same way as animals, like into spiral forms. So just by observing babies, for example, babies when they never want to sit because human beings are not made for sitting, just for resting. And when you are resting or sitting, you should have a certain kind of position. So it's just no, it's not only that. It's just that even walking, sometimes we used to stand in this way, which is like really front chain dominance, and then you walk, and it's like just a really mechanical walking. But all the animals in nature, they move into like spiral.
okay, like a little of a
Yeah.
S form.
Yeah, and when they were playing, for example, Michael Jordan, he was Gota by nature.
Mm-hmm.
And he never got like, when he retired, he was never like, when he retired, he wasn't, so he didn't deal with so much injuries like the other.
Ah.
So when they were playing, for example, when he was playing basketball, he was always moving in this way.
Yes.
Like into spiral form. He never used his feet like this.
Uh-huh.
So you can see this into this kind of training. Like for example, Federer, when he's playing tennis, he's also moving like this. But for example, Nadal, he used to play like this. And Nadal now, he can play tennis because he's having pain on his knees.
Okay.
So yeah, so Gota is about recoding yourself to the way human beings supposed to move.
Oh wow.
Because why should human beings move different as animals?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And did Federer and Michael Jordan learn with Gota?
No, they
Okay.
were
just analyzed by Gota.
they were Gota by nature, and babies are Gota by nature.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because babies, for example, when they sit, they used to sit like this,
Yes.
and they go to this position, and then they go to this position, and they stand like this.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It's just observation of babies, animals, the best of all time athletes, you know. And Gota is about recoding yourself to this pattern of movement. So there are different kind of exercise like squats, like jumping squats, like lunge, but they are based on Gota.
Mm-hmm.
Wall sit, that Della loves wall sits. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, I think we just got some homework, huh? Check out what Gota is and how we can
Yeah,
do that.
and just having fun, like walking like tiger, for example, just observation how the spine is moving. Like I don't know if you have cats, but cats move all the time in this pattern. So, yeah.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, health is a little bit more than just one facet. It's more than food, even more than exercise. even though mostly those two are the hardest for us, most of the time anyway. But there's a couple of other things. Do you have any other challenges right now where you say, okay, I'm working on this. This is something I focus on now. Do you have something where you say, okay, I really want to improve this?
Yeah, of course. I'm working on Gotha. That is something. But also, I'm working on my own insecurities as human being, you know, like because I had traumas in school, always like prestation, because I'm from Chile and Chile's school system is totally different than in Sweden. So that is something that I'm working on and personal development. Yeah, and I think personal development is the second most important thing during this journey into health, because when you start doing this type of diet, all your emotions start to come up to the surfaces, and then you will have cravings for certain foods, like I want to go to McDonald's because I want to suppress something, and that is something you need to be centered and really, really aware. So this is something that I've been working on, like writing and doing breath work, going back to the breath, breathing, so much breathing, because when you are doing breath work, you go back to your center, and then you can handle the cravings in another way than just reacting and going for those cravings.
Yes, I can affirm to that.
Yeah.
When you eat this way, you feel more, and when you feel more, you're more quickly overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And then you've got a new challenge of, okay, how do I deal with that?
Yeah.
Okay, before I just used to eat some pizza or whatever, and then at least for 2 hours I didn't feel it, but that's not an option anymore, and you have to kind of deal with the issue rather than the symptom.
Yeah, and sometimes you will also fail, go back to something, but if you go, and I did, you know, like everyone, because we are human beings, but if you go back to something that you shouldn't be going back, just be aware and forgive yourself and try to understand why you are doing this. And even if you are sitting there eating something that you are not supposed to eat, just why I am doing this, and just give yourself love, you know, because it's a journey. So
yes.
it's about the journey and not the goal, like everyone says.
Pretty cool. Pretty
Yeah.
cool. Who or what was your greatest inspiration to do this? I mean, this is not something easy.
Yeah.
Why? Or who encouraged you?
I think the first person that was raw vegan, my friend Eddie, was the first one. And I think now my biggest inspiration is Brandt, because he's so calm, and when I don't feel myself like centered, he's like, wow. So, and actually we went to Slovenia and I met a couple, and they have been raw vegan for many years, and just seeing how they take care of their child by doing this diet, it was really, really inspired. So, yeah.
How important do you think were those people in your journey? Do you think it was good and it helped me a little bit, or was it like central and it wouldn't have worked without them?
No, it was good, you know, because I'm a truth seeker. I'm trying to find the truth. So just for me, it was just reading. I spent 2 years just reading about this diet. 2 years just watching videos, just trying to understand, and also these certain things that were wrong, like trying different methodologies and so on. But then you learn. So just read and find something that works for you and just follow, because you can also get confused. You can listen to this person, to this, to this, to this. So
yeah. And it takes some time to find out what is underneath. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. What, if any, would be something that this lifestyle has as a drawback? So doing 80-10-10, like most things in life, has, you know, positives and negatives. What do you think would be like the biggest drawback of this kind of lifestyle?
I don't find them.
Or let's say challenge maybe.
I don't make compromise with my friends or other people. You know, this work for me, and if I go to dinner, I bring my own food, so I don't have like that problem. So I don't see any challenge.
Do you not find that challenging in any way?
No, because my health is number one,
Okay.
and my how I was before and how I feel myself now is just completely different. And I will never go back to change to how it was before. Like, there is no going back.
So your experience is strong enough to keep you that,
Yeah.
to give you that stability.
Of course, and in
Resolution.
the beginning, my father, my mom, my grandmother, all of them were really skeptical. My uncle, my aunt. I came to have dinner, and they were all the time like getting like a little bit angry because I was different. Like my brother, he still believes that I will change in some degree, but I don't mind because it's my own it's my own journey. So
Wow. Respect.
and even by sometimes you can feel like it can be difficult to find certain fruits, but apples and pear you can find them everywhere. So yeah, so it is like that.
Yeah, you're very resolute. That is an inspiration. Very on target.
Yeah.
If you look at these people here, some have been doing this for a little while, and some are completely new. What would be your biggest what would be the thing that you say, okay, this is the most important thing, take care of that, and then you have basically a big part of what's important already?
Take responsibility. Yeah. Yeah. For your body, it's your temple. You don't have another place to live. So yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah. Take responsibility.
Yeah.
We usually don't
And
like to hear that.
and also responsibility it could be in different degrees. Also, being so hard against yourself sometimes can break you down. You know, like I have been with myself really hard, so I'm my first, can say, enemy sometimes. So, so it is like that. But just go for it. Yeah, and have experience and just enjoy. You know, even the suffering needs to be enjoyed. So, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Responsibility. Any questions from the audience? We can now open it up a little bit. Do you have some interesting things that you might want to know about Omaira?
I want to say something.
Yes, please.
Omaira met Grant at the UK Fruit Festival this year, and they are soulmates. So you never know, you might pick up more than fruit.
Yes, please.
How long are you doing this guata? Guata is the
Guata, the greatest.
basically how many hours?
Okay. I try to practice this all the time, like just focusing how I walk, like by walking. But otherwise, I just do this like every day, like 1 hour. But it's just having fun, you know, because sometimes I just want to walk like a tiger, so I just do it. So yeah, but sometimes I would just focus on recording my body, and it takes like 45 minutes. But it's all the time how you sit, how you stand, how you walk, how you sleep, because it's the same thing, how you sleep.
Is it recording?
Recording, yeah.
Recoding. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
What's your typical day start off like, or throughout the day? If you could say like a day in the life of you,
Yeah.
that you're like, and I'm assuming you're like very strict
Yeah.
with yourself and keeping your schedule.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're dedicated to this path. So what does a day in your life look like?
Yeah, I wake up, breath work, 1 hour.
Breath work for 1 hour?
Yeah. I wake up when my body wakes up. Yeah. So
So it changes?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So breath work, and then after that, I do meditation, like some kind of like recording also, like Joe Dispenza. I don't know if you know him. Yeah. And then after that, I will do workout, 1 hour, and then I will eat my breakfast, watermelon, usually during summer. During winter, I will drink orange juice, and then I will eat kiwis or something that is seasonally. And then after that, I will have my dinner. Like 4 hours after, I will have 15 bananas or 8 mangoes or persimmons, and then I will have some vegetable like celery or roman leaves and so on. Yeah, so that's my day.
2 meals.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. What do you work? How do you earn your money?
I actually was, you mean, I quit my job, so
Okay.
before going to the UK Fruit Fest, and but before that I was working in a office, and I was working with alarms, taking alarms by like fire alarm, like alarm center. I don't know how you call
Like
it.
a call center
Yeah,
for
yeah,
alarm course?
yeah.
Okay.
And it was really interesting because I spent 2 years just like studying this diet. I took 2 years free from my job, and I decided I will just study this diet 2 years and try to heal my body, because also I hit the wall in my last job. I worked too much, so I needed some time to heal myself. And then I spent 2 years just in calmness, having like being with myself, and then I started doing this job, and it was completely different, really stressful, and I had so much energy. So I was always in the top of the
Okay.
calls, like fire alarm. I was always the first because of this diet, you know, and everyone was there like really tired, and I was so
Okay.
yeah.
Well, maybe one more question from my side. What would be the next kind of job that you would like to do?
Gota coach.
A go-to coach?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Because I really enjoy doing this, and I really believe that is something that will help many people to recover from back pain or knee pain and so on.
Oh, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. More questions?
Noch eine Rückfrage. Was hilft bei Rückenschmerzen?
What helps you with back pains?
Gota.
Okay. Any more? Jill?
You mentioned doing breath work and then meditation. Is there a reason you do breath work before the meditation, and also can you say a bit about the type of breath work and meditation that you do?
Yeah, of course. No, there is no reason. It's just that I want to. There is no reason. It's just I want to wake up and just breathe in order to just center myself. So it's just that I try to follow that pattern. Because when I do breath work 1 hour, then I feel I can go into a more deeper state in order to work with this kind of subconscious meditation. It's just going back to certain traumas and trying to heal them, you know, with this modality. So it's what I do. It's nothing just like I will sit there and be enlightened, you know. It's just trying to go back to heal and trying to focus on how you would like to be in future. And the reason, because I also practice breath work so strict for every day, is because I saw in myself that every day by doing breath work, my cravings were decreasing.
Oh, this is super strange, you know, this is like way out there. And it definitely was for me the first time I heard about that, but the more I hear about salt, the more I learn about it. I try to listen more to what my body tells me when I do have salt in any way, maybe even unintentionally when you're with some friends or whatever. And so I'm curious how this will maybe even go one step further in also making fruit eating much more interesting as well for me, because the body takes some time to adapt. Okay, yeah, sorry.
And also give it yourself time to enjoy eating fruit. Like something else that I can tell you, try to buy quality fruits, like enjoy them and just have fun, because when you eat something that is really tasty, it's like, oh, why should I eat something else than this? It's like magical, like, and the experience that you have, like, for example, for me, eating a nice watermelon and just then riding my bike, I was like, oh, living in another world, like, so.
Pretty cool. Yes, one more here and then, yeah.
You mentioned about the salt that it changed your thoughts.
Yes.
Can you give me like a literal example of the kind of thoughts, how they can change?
It changed in a certain way that I will think more about food. Like I love myself maybe to eat something that also has salt. So that is something, and then I think it has to do with dehydration, because dehydration also changes the way you think. So yeah, it's more thinking more about food when I eat salt. About other foods like falafel or I don't know what. Hummus, yeah.
That was a hard one for me.
Yeah, I hate hummus, yeah.
Until I found out how to do the zucchini raw.
Yeah. And
lovely.
And maybe I also become more like judge. Like I start to judge people more. Like
okay.
that's like when I eat other kind of stimulants, I can also get like
It's interesting. I can also testify that when you have like something that you very well know, I don't want to do that, but, your emotions tell you, go ahead, and you do it then anyway. And once you broke the dam, as to say, the whole flood just comes in and you do bam, 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 and before you look at it, you've eaten, a whole bag full of rubbish.
Yeah.
And it takes like 3 days until you're,
But it happened to me that my friend, he came with a raw cake. And I asked him if it was salt inside, and he was like, no. Okay, I had it. And I was like, this has salt. And then after 1 hour, I was like, I want to eat Thai food. I want to go and buy curry. And I called to the restaurant and I told them, I want to eat curry, but I want it without sugar and without salt. Can you please make it for me? And the guy was like, what? And he told me, yeah, but we need oil to fry the curry. And I told him, use water. And then he told me, okay, 10 minutes. I took my bike and I went to the restaurant and I buy the food, and I was all the way like, I will not eat the rice, 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 and I eat it. And after that day I decided I will never more accept food from other people, because it has salt, and my whole way of thinking and working just got messed up. So
wow. Yeah, strong statement, definitely. Any more questions?
I think it's really important to know that you don't have to just do breath work in the morning, that you can do breath work any time of the day.
yeah.
When you're in that state of mind or that confusion or like emotional or like what the hell is going on right now. It's so, and you don't have to even do it for an hour.
Yeah, of
10
course.
minutes,
Yeah.
15 minutes of like deep breath work can really pull you out of some really dark energy that you're in. Don't
Even
be afraid.
before, when you realize there's a stimulus of any kind, it doesn't have to be just food, a stimulus, to just remember, I don't have to react. I'm not obliged to react immediately. And just to like wait a couple of seconds in your mind. I mean, it'll feel much longer than it actually is. And then make a decision. And that helped me so often.
Yeah.
Basically, you could compare it to that. But in any kind of decision, to just remember, you don't have to. You're never forced. You're always deciding for yourself.
Don't be afraid of the word work in that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
In that thing. It's really not that hard.
No.
And if you don't know until you do it, where it can take you, just this deep breathing, how calm and relaxed, and how much emotional blockage can get released in such a short amount of time from deep breathing. So thank you for bringing that to everyone's attention. I don't think it gets talked about enough, because we're just breathing all the time, like what's the big deal? But are we really breathing? How deep are we breathing?
And every time you have shadow breathing, you will have a shadow mind, you know, all this. Because when you are breathing, it's more being centered. And I haven't practiced breath for now in 2 weeks. And I can see also how I have been a little bit more out of balance because of it. Because it's the time that I also spend with myself. So. Yeah.
Why? Because you were traveling, or?
Yeah.
And she's got a new partner.
Come on, Grant, stop distracting her.
Yeah, one more thing maybe for breathwork as well. I'm really curious now that I also read that some of the pioneers in the late 1800s, even among Adventists, like Ellen White also in the first sanatorium they made, they also had breathwork going on there. The main issue in those times was the ladies wore those corsets, you know, and so it was actually hard work teaching them how to breathe properly again. And it was important for them, you know, to use the fresh air that's provided for us and not just leave it unused. And how much that changed also their ability to get healthy. Okay. Yes, one more.
So do you, with your training, do you breathe deep? Is breathing deep good for you? Say like I forgot his name now. He does like
Wim Hof. Wim Hof, yeah.
So, you know, is Wim Hof good, or would you say that not to breathe like that?
No, I will not breathe like that, because I don't find it it's so natural for the body. We shouldn't hear ourselves breathing, first of all, and we shouldn't breathe through the mouth. It's breathing through the nose. So that is something that I don't agree so much with Wim Hof, because it's easier to stress yourself when you breathe through the mouth, and also when you hear yourself breathing. Because every time you are stressed, you will breathe fast, like really fast, and every time you are unconscious, you breathe through the mouth. So breathing through the nose gives you another kind of awareness of your body.
But I love Wim Hof, so there's something for everyone. Just because it's not your thing doesn't mean it may not be good for you. But Omaira is coming from her experience, but it's not to say that Wim Hof's disciples aren't improving their lives. Because the most important part is the breathing. We can go into technical details. Should it be through the mouth, should it be through the nose? And we should listen to everybody's technique. And we should try the techniques and find the one that works for you. The most important part is that you know you must breathe more and deeper and longer.
Yeah, the cold water treatments of Wim Hof actually are quite cool. They remind me of Sebastian Kneipp. My parents were big fans of Sebastian Kneipp with cold water treatment. And from Wim Hof through Helder actually, I learned that when you have a constant breathing while having the cold shower, you can deal with much more cold shower than if you do because it feels much colder when you do. And so that really helped me, you know. I mean, it's a small thing, it's not in that detail that you're describing it. But yeah, And cold water definitely works. That's also definitely what works. Okay, well, maybe we'll wrap it up here. Yes, thank you so much, Omaira. It's always a privilege, you know, to go into one story, and I really appreciate that. And I'm sure you will be open to maybe some, you know, little pieces of discussion maybe during the festival. So.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.